criminal case. She claims under the McGirt ruling, quote, perpetrators have more rights than victims. Now she's begging for justice. News Channel 8's Mackenzie Richmond sat down for an exclusive interview with her.
In July of 2019, an Oklahoma mom faced her worst nightmare. She wanted to share her story, but asked to remain anonymous.
My daughter came to us and confessed that a longtime friend's boyfriend's son had done something to her. He was 13. So I was just trying to think of anything I could that a 5-year-old would think would be mean. I asked her everything I could think of in the book. I asked her if he's touched her in inappropriate places, and she instantly started crying.
Her daughter couldn't put what happened into words, but medics and investigators confirmed her fears.
2 days later, had a forensic interview done where it was disclosed that my child was raped. And then 2 days from that, the OSBI nurse, or whatever her title was, did the same exam and told me she had 5 to 6 tears in her hymen.
A Coweta police officer was immediately dispatched to the suspect's home.
She went straight to the perpetrator's home, interviewed him, got a voluntary written confession of what he did. He admitted that what he did was what he did.
The suspect was only 13 at the time.
What I was told was due to his age, it's all about rehabilitation. So I'm like, okay, so he basically does this to a child and he didn't have any consequences.
But the suspect's caregiver facing 2 possible charges:
Child neglect and physical abuse of a child.
The victim's mother was hopeful about getting justice for her daughter, but in 2020, with the establishment of the McGirt law, her case was transferred from the state to Muskogee Creek Nation. It's now been more than 4 years, and still no trial.
No justice served for her for what's wrong. You know, my daughter has made the comment like, you know, you see things on TV and she's like, well, they're in jail, why aren't they in jail? And I have to try to explain to her that sometimes the law's corrupt.
She says they were scheduled to appear in court in early July, but the defendant pushed the date to November.
McGirt's not justice for victims at all. Whatever her attorney wants, that's what they get. And I've always asked them, well, what about my child's rights?
In response to the allegations, Muskogee Creek Nation Attorney General said, quote, I realize this may be how victims and their families view the justice process. This office is dedicated to seek justice on behalf of all victims. The accused has rights that are similar to those within state courts. However, I can assure you that a perpetrator is not being prioritized. One attorney we spoke with says the delays are expected.
If we're talking about a case that's in Muskogee Creek Nation, delays related to McGirt would simply be because they have an abundance of cases all filed in a short period of time due to McGirt, due to cases that otherwise would be in state court. They're all going to the tribal court, and it's taking them time to ramp up to a level of production and prosecution and handling civil cases that's way beyond what they've ever had to do before. So because of that, there's going to be a delay.
Mackenzie Richmond, News Channel 8.